certain vernacular
Brought to you
or
by
certain
Create Two
actions
Media.
or
It's
certain
the Father
parts
Son
of the
Talk
culture
Sports Show.
that it doesn't tend it, or it does not, how would I say it's not mainstream, because there's a mainstream American way that you have to present yourself, a mainstream American way that you have to talk, a mainstream American way that you should probably even look as far as your appearance or your dress. And it's different than wearing the cowboy boots that some Caucasians might do on a ranch. There's a time of day for everything. So, and it is a divide, especially I'm an inner city kid.
Mhm.
I come from inner city Cleveland, Ohio. And as I grew up and I started going into the workforce and I went into the service, there were certain things that I had to leave behind, or I had to divide out of that space,
Okay.
because it was no way for me to take the inner city into the workplace or the boardroom or the office.
It's
Yeah,
the Father
but,
There-
but
Son
in
Talk
my
Sports Show.
sense, you can say that. But what I'm saying is that in his sense, I mean, we don't know how he was raised. We don't know what type of upbringing he had. I mean, obviously, just looking at it, I can see like his father has some of the same mentalities as he portrays. So all I'm saying is that sometimes you become a subject to what you're around, what you're subjected to.
It's the
That's the
Father-Son
reason why a
Talk
lot of
Sports
stuff
Show.
gets done later in life, because like even like as I age, I'm able to look at things through a different lens than I did when I was younger, just because I have perspective. I can look back and say, okay, well, you shouldn't do that, or you shouldn't say that. But when you're young, I mean, you've been young before, obviously. You don't, that doesn't just come out naturally. I mean, when you're young, unless you have those people around you, like you were always there to tell me, okay, Paul, go this way, go that way, do this. But if you weren't there, then that means that I had to make my own mistakes, just like you had to make your own mistakes, because you weren't necessarily as close. You see what I'm saying? Like you didn't have somebody tell you to go left, tell you to go right, don't do this, don't say that. So you had to figure that out by yourself. You see what I'm saying? Versus me getting the benefit of you having to hit your head a couple times, and then me having the benefit of having to hit my head a couple times. I could tell Paul. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's all perspective, but it just sucks from a future earnings perspective. Because when I thought about it, it comes down to not just the earnings that he can get on a generational level through the NBA, but at any job that he was at any high level, high ranking job. Like we talk about a lot of times, we talk about my job. We talk about any job where you get to the top. I couldn't do the things that he just did. I couldn't even do them because there would be blowback. There would be blowback, but there needs to be somebody to tell me that there would be blowback. Unless
that could come out of that video. There's nothing positive.
Yeah, well, but what I'm saying is that when you're young, you're not thinking about that. You're just thinking about when you're young. I'm trying to use it in my terms, but when I'm young, when you're young, all you care about is what is cool. This is cool. This looks cool. This will come across as cool. Then, and you would operate based off of that. Whatever blowback you get, you just react to it. You know what I'm saying? But you're not thinking about whether this is sound or not out the gate. That's just not what you do when you have youth on your side. When you're that young and you have that transcendent ability, that's just what you do. That's just who you are. You know what I'm saying? But if that's what your background is, but I don't even think it's necessarily background. I think it's really who you surround yourself with. Because like I said, LeBron came from the hardest of upbringings. I mean, he didn't have a silver spoon or anything like that, but he was always at every level surrounded by the right people to get the things done that he needed to get done so that he could become LeBron James.
But you cannot do what he's doing because he's going down a road that's going to lead ultimately to imprisonment or something very, very negative.
He definitely has the course correct, and I think that he's going to be in the process of doing that. I just hope that his leaders, the people that are around him, are able to see it. So it's not just a Ja Morant thing; it's his circle thing. His father needs to look at this. Every one of his friends that's all around him, just like the people that surrounded LeBron, need to look at themselves in the mirror and understand that he is the money, and he's only going to go as far as his circle allows him to go. Like I said, I mean, here. So I mean, results speak for themselves. Results speak for themselves. He was talking about coming through one of these weeks and putting some steaks on the grill. So I said, okay, well, steaks. He was like, so y'all coming through? I said, yeah, we'll make it through. I'll find a way to get Sean out there. He was like, all right, because I'm gonna put some steaks on the grill. He said, that's gonna be good. I said, okay. All right.
Oh yeah, we've been talking about putting some tomahawk
Yeah,
steaks on
that's
for
what
a
he said.
while.
Tomahawk.
So yeah, look forward to that. My birthday is coming up too, so a tomahawk is never bad
It's the
for a
Father
birthday.
Son Talk Sports
Oh,
Show.
yeah.
I'm just saying.